Elizabeth Cochran Seaman, 1864–1922, better known by her pen name Nellie Bly, was an American journalist who was widely known for her record-breaking trip around the world in 72 days, in emulation of Jules Verne's fictional character Phileas Fogg, and an exposé in which she worked undercover to report on a mental institution from within. She was a pioneer in her field and launched a new kind of investigative journalism. Bly was also a writer, inventor, social advocate, and industrialist. Her writings focused on World War I, women's suffrage, and the improvements of orphanages. In 1998, Bly was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame. If we want good work from others, or wish to accomplish anything ourselves, it will never do to harbor a doubt as to the result of an enterprise. Nellie Bly. A proposal to girdle the earth. When Nellie Bly was 16, she read an article in the Pittsburgh newspaper that portrayed women as weak and worthless. It made her angry. She wrote a scathing letter to the editor of the paper to let him know how she felt. The editor was so impressed with her writing and passion that he offered her a job. She took the pen name Nellie Bly and began writing articles for the paper. Nellie Bly was determined and work-minded. In print media, ideas and thoughts matter the most. Inside the passage Girdle the Earth, it shows she is very tenacious, because she has to come up with ideas for her job But ideas did not come that day. On 3 o'clock in the morning, found me weary and with an aching head tossing about in my bed. And she did not go to bed till 3 a.m. Meaning she is very persistent on coming up with ideas for her editor. The thought came to her, I need a vacation, why not take a trip around the world? She says this because she thinks she is overworked and tired and she deserves a nice vacation around the world. She was more inspired by Phileas Fogg, who is the protagonist in the 1872 Jules Verne novel, Around the World in 80 Days. In 1888, Bly suggested to her editor at the New York World that she take a trip around the world. She said to her editor, I want to go around the world. I want to go around in 80 days or less. I think I can beat Phileas Fogg's record. May I try it? She was more determined to break the record of Phileas Fogg and planned ahead of schedules. The editor and the manager rejected her idea and said, It is impossible for you to do it. In the first place, you are a woman and would need a protector. Need to carry big luggage. Besides, you speak nothing but English. So there is no use talking about it. No one but a man can do it. Later approved. After a year later, at 9:40 a.m., on November 14, 1889, and with 2 days' notice, she boarded the Augusta Victoria, a steamer of the Hamburg America line, and began her 40,070-kilometer journey. She took with her the dress she was wearing, a sturdy overcoat, and a small travel bag carrying her toiletry essentials. She carried most of her money, £200 in English banknotes and gold, as well as some American currency, in a bag tied around her neck. The New York newspaper Cosmopolitan sponsored its own reporter, Elizabeth Bisland, to beat the time of both Phileas Fogg and Bly. Bisland would travel the opposite way round the world, starting on the same day as Bly took off. Bly, however, did not learn of Bisland's journey until reaching Hong Kong. She dismissed the cheap competition. I would not race, she said. If someone else wants to do the trip in less time, that is their concern. Bly was more determined, and when someone suggested that a revolver would be a good companion for the passport, she said, I had such a strong belief in the world's greeting me as I greeted it, that I refused to arm myself. Finally, she succeeded to girdle the earth in just 72 days, making impossible as possible. Nellie continued to fight for the rights of women throughout her life. She married Robert Seaman in 1895. When Robert died, she took over his business, ironclad manufacturing. Later, Nellie returned to reporting. She was the first woman to cover the Eastern Front during World War I.